So please explain step by step everything that you do.
Okay, what I'm going to teach you how to make is called the 4 cardinal points. When I'm done with it, it should look something like this. And it kind of reminds me of like the 4 points of a compass. So what you do first is you fold over the top like about like an inch or a half an inch, and this is called a string fold. So when you're done, you can glue a string in there and you can hang them around your room. Okay, and then what you do, you take the paper and you fold it in half so that string fold is on the outside. And then you're going to fold it in half again, the same way. Okay. So once you have this, you're going to take the bottom and you're going to fold it almost all the way up to the top, but not all the way, so it's just up to the string fold, because you're never going to cut into the string fold. Okay, so when you're done, you have something that looks like this. Then what you're going to do is you're going to cut a design into the side. The only sides you cut into are the 2 sides that are folded and not the open side over here. You also want to make sure that you don't cut into this corner, because if you cut into this corner, the thing might fall apart. Okay, so I'm copying my design out of a book. But you can also cut like any design you want and it'll still look cool. And the really cool thing about Papel Picado is it doesn't really matter exactly if you cut the design exactly or not, because it's going to be symmetrical and it's going to look nice no matter what you do. So it's basically a foolproof craft.
Is this one of the more popular crafts that happen here?
Usually people work mostly on ceramic, but I do teach a workshop on this every week. We haven't done it yet this week, but I'm going to teach it later today. It's a good thing to do when it's raining.
Being very careful not to cut that corner off.
And one thing about when you're cutting is it's best to try to rotate the paper as much as possible and not your hands. I'm cheating a little bit, but...
That's okay, you won't tell. I assume you want to move the paper instead of your hand so much so that the tissue paper does not rip.
Mm-hmm. Also, you might want to try to overlap the cuts just a little bit so the edges will be clean and you won't have to rip it out like I just did.
Now for maybe some younger girls, these patterns could possibly be drawn onto the tissue paper?
You can draw it on. But as I said before, it doesn't really matter if it's very exact or not, because no matter what you do, it'll look nice. So this is going to look differently than the sample I showed you, but here. Before I unfold it though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut along the edges and give it like a scalloped edge.
Yes.
And if they have a lot of like cool scissors with like designs and stuff in them, and you could use one of those if you wanted, but I usually just cut a little design myself. Okay, and then
Voila.
there we go.